Hi, good afternoon. This is Jamie broadcasting for the TOEFLspeakingteacher.com. Today I'm going to focus on an important topic related to TOEFL success, actually two themes. For one, I'm going to talk about speaking loudly and why this is an important technique in order for TOEFL success. And secondly, I want to address how you should simulate the test environment while you're preparing for the TOEFL exam. While I'm speaking, if you have any questions or comments related to these themes, or really any TOEFL question at all, feel free to drop a question or comment on our Facebook page or YouTube channel, and I can address those at the end. So let's get started. So first of all, regarding speaking loudly. Some people have naturally a quiet speaking voice. Others tend to speak quietly when they feel nervous, okay? So what I want to remind you is that when the TOEFL rater is judging your responses, he or she is only hearing a recording. The rater doesn't have the benefit of having the face-to-face interaction with a student, eye contact, the ability to see those nonverbal cues in your face or with your hands. So as a result, it's especially important that your your spoken voice is very loud and confident and clear. I want to give you an example of something that I experienced recently. I have the lucky situation that I teach the TOEFL group classes for the TOEFL Speaking Teacher website. And recently I had a student enrolled in my class who was quite a good speaker. And during the class interactions, I could see his face and I really enjoyed hearing his TOEFL speaking prompts. He always performed at a very high level. However, outside of the class, he asked for my additional assistance and he sent me some audio recordings so that I could listen to them and give him some feedback. And I noticed when I listened to his audio recordings, without having the benefit of seeing his face and having that eye-to-eye contact, it was more difficult for me to understand his language. And the language was the same language that I was accustomed to hearing. I asked this student to over-exaggerate his pronunciation, intonation, and speak louder. He continued to practice in the style, and he just informed me that he took the exam 2 times recently, and he got 26 in speaking on the first exam and 28 in speaking on the second exam. And he noted that he really felt the advice I offered made a big difference. The second thing I want to mention is regarding trying to simulate or recreate the testing environment. We know that you'll have a lot of anxiety when you sit for your exam. This is normal to feel nervous when you're taking a high stakes test. One of the things that has been reported to me by several students is that sometimes they feel the testing environment is not as quiet as they wish it were. For example, when they're doing their speaking tasks, they complain to me that they were often distracted by their fellow test takers doing their speaking tasks at the same time. So you have to realize that perhaps you're not going to be sitting in a completely perfect, quiet environment. So with that being said, I advise you to try to practice under those conditions. For example, you may want to put the television on with the volume slightly low and have that noise distraction playing while you're attempting to practice your TOEFL tasks. Or you may want to go to a public setting, such as a coffee shop, and try to attempt to make some TOEFL recordings with the noise and bustle around you of the coffee shop. That way, you'll be prepared to be completely focused on your speaking, even if your environment is not perfectly quiet. So those are my main thoughts for today. I'm going to take a moment to jump over to the Facebook page and YouTube channel, see if there's any comments or questions. Okay. Okay, I don't see anything in particular right now, but if you have any follow-up comments or questions, please feel free to add them in the comments and I'll be glad to reply to you later. I'd also invite you to check out our website, TOEFLspeakingteacher.com, where you can check out all of our TOEFL services, including TOEFL speaking evaluations, private lessons, group lessons, and fluency classes. I look forward to speaking with you again next week, and thanks for tuning in. All right.